Hi, I am Debra Richardson, and I help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes so that you can pay the right vendor. Now, this week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is two lessons learned from a BEC case that went to court. Now, that is business email compromise. And what happened is the change request came from the vendors hacked email account, which means it came from their legitimate account. So let's have a bit of background on it. So this is Mobius Group Party Limited versus Initech Party Limited. And I'm going to give you in the description the link to the actual write-up of the case. But this is basically what happened in my view. So first, Mobius's email account was hacked, and the fraudsters, of course, sent a bank change request to Initech. Or Initech then performed the confirmation call, as many of you I know have in place, but they couldn't hear it. It was like a staticky connection, and so they sent an email. Now, Initech then changed the banking information and made the payment. Then Mobius sued to get their invoice paid because guess what? It was a fraudulent email. And so Mobius sued to get the invoice paid because it wasn't paid to them, it was paid to the fraudster. And then after that, Initech sued to not pay the invoice since the request came from Mobius's actual email account. So, two lessons learned from the ultimate course decision. One is for the vendor side, if a threat actor, meaning a fraudster, infiltrates your or their business email accounts, the court's decision really does not rule out the possibility that they may be liable uh, for that compromise if it could have reasonably been prevented. They further say that a reasonable cybersecurity program is essential to provide legal cover if a threat actor compromises your business email or the vendor's business email to perpetrate fraud against others. I'm sure Inotech is not the only client of Mobius's that they sent that uh, change request to. Now, the second one is related to the buyer. So they're not off the hook either, right? The decision also confirms that if your business, meaning you, your company, right, erroneously pays an invoice through fraud, your company may be liable to also pay the legitimate invoice, meaning you might have to pay twice, right? The fraudster's payment, which you may or may not get back, may or may not be covered by insurance. Plus, you've got to reimburse or you have to pay that original invoice to your real vendor. And they further say that a reasonable verification process is essential to protect against payment of fraudulent invoice, especially where bank account details are changed. Or get this, when a new vendor is being set up. So it's not only when it's changed, but it's also when a new vendor is being set up with bank account details. The law's view is that you must take reasonable steps to protect yourself from the risk of fraud. Now, if you want to see what really happened, what the ultimate ruling of the case is, right after this video, the podcast episode 323 is going to talk about who won. Now, you can listen to it or watch it on YouTube. Again, it's going to come up next, or you can listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts. If you would like more information on how to improve your vendor process, please go to my website at deborarrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just overall bad vendor data. Now, if you would like over 100, I think 49 annual hours of training for your vendor process team, then check out the Vendor Process Training Center at training.deborarrichardson.com. So good luck And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.